रामाभिरमात्मधीपदम् जगत्प्रसूतिस्थितिसंयमायनम् तदात्मकान् शङ्करपूर्वकान् गुरून् मयोपदेशार्थविभाग उच्यते। Idanim, so the conclusion was Tadevam Kudastha Avagati Rupe Atmani. Thus when it is established that Atma is Kudastha Avagati Rupa, nature Avagati, knowledge or consciousness, Kudastha or changeless, when thus it is established, understood, that Atma is changeless consciousness of the nature of Atma self. Pramatritvam, Kartritvam, Phalatvam cha Kalpana Matram. The self such as that I am a knower, I am a doer. This is Kalpana Matram. Or I am consciousness that takes place. Knowledge takes place. It is not that kind of knowledge that I am. Nitya, the eternal, ever existing knowledge I am. Ever self-revealing knowledge I am. That Pramatritvam, knowerness is not in me. Kartrutvam, doerness is not in me, because there is no change whatever in I or me. So where is the Pramatritvam? Where is Kartrutvam? Where is Phalatvam? Samata samhatasya dehadehe vishaya paryantasya parathyam. Dehadi, the body, sense organs, mind, this complex, which is a sanghata, an aggregate of a number of components, which is vishaya paryantasya, including the sense organ objects which are made of essentially the same 5 elements. This is where parathyam, that is where the dependence is there, that they are because of something else, not because of them, so they are meant to serve the purpose of someone else, namely Atma. This anatma is that which is meant to serve the purpose of Atma. Jadyam, they are not to reveal themselves, they depend on self to reveal themselves. Paradina siddhikatvam chauktam, that their existence, their being is on account of something paradina. For existing, for being what they are dependent upon something else. Like a pot is dependent upon clay for it to be so the whole anatma jatam. Everything other than Atma is paradhinam, depending upon Atma for it to be there. Idanim evam atma anatmanoho avagamitam tattvam avagamya. So this is what the Guru conveyed and this is what the disciple clearly understood. Clearly got it, avagamya. Shishya swa avagatamartham Gurum prati nivedayan. Shishya now presents before the Guru what he has understood. Advaitatvam atmana sambhavayitum. That Atma and Anatma are not two different entities. The Atma is distinct from Anatma, but then Anatma is not different from Atma. Therefore, Anatma does not count as separate from Atma. Counting Atma, Anatma automatically gets counted. Counting gold, all the ornaments automatically get counted. And therefore, Advaitatvam Atmana. Or Atma, the consciousness is non-dual. That's all there is. There is nothing other than the consciousness, the changeless, the eternal, the self. When can that be? Dvaitasya mrushatvam. Only when the duality is not real, only when the duality is apparent, then only the non-duality can be real. Because duality and non-duality both cannot be real. If duality is real, non-duality cannot be real. If non-duality is real, duality cannot be real. But then there are only two things in our life, the duality and non. So what's the reality? Vrushatvam, the duality, the division. The mutual exclusion is vrusha, is false or mithya, apparent. And therefore, Advaitatvam, non-duality, is real. And so the disciple, Yadi evam Bhagavan. Let us read that passage, number 109. Yadi evam Bhagavan Kutastha Nitya Avagatihi Atma Jyoti Swarupa Eva Swayam Siddha Atmani Pramana Nirapekshatvat Tata Anyata Achetanam Samhatyakaritvat Paratham. Devam Bhagavan Kutastha Nitya Avagati. Avagati, the knowledge is Kutastha Nitya, changeless, eternal, changelessly eternal. There can be changing eternal, like Pravaha Nityatvam, like Prakriti or the matter, keeps changing all the time but never gets destroyed, changes the form. Some kind of an eternality, that's called Pravaha Nityatvam. It is Nitya, it is there forever, but always changing. Kutastha Nitya, changelessly eternal. Atma Jyoti, that avagati, or that knowledge is Atma Jyoti Swarupa eva, is of the nature of the Atma, the self, and Jyoti is the light of the self. Swayam Siddha, self-existing, self-shining. Why do we say Atmani Pramana Nirapekshatvat? Because for proving that Atma is, we do not require any proof or evidence to establish that Atma, that I am. Atmani Pramana Nirapekshatvat. For Atma to be, or for Atma to shine, there is no proof or evidence needed. It is self-evident. Nothing else is self-evident. Everything else requires evidence to establish that it is. A clock requires an evidence. There is a clock on the table. It requires evidence to establish that the clock is. What's the evidence? That I must see it. It must become the object of my awareness. It must be illumined by awareness for the clock to reveal itself. For the existence of a clock, that proof is required, evidence is required. Atma is self-existing, no evidence is required. Tat anyat, other than Atma, then what about Anatma? Achetanam is unconscious. Samyat samhatyakaritvat parartham, and because it is an aggregate. What is called Anatma is created, is an aggregate of many ingredients or components. And anything that is an assembly is always put together by someone else. An assembly is always unconscious, put together by a conscious entity. And that unconscious assembly always serves the purpose of consciousness, or conscious being. And so the Tika said, Hey Bhagavan, Yadi evam Pratrigatma Tattvam. Pratyagatma Tattvam, the Tattva, the essence of the self or the nature of the self is evam in this manner. What is it? Kutastha Nitya Avagati Atmajyoti Swarupa Eva Swayam Siddha. Kutasthatvadi Visheshana Avagatyatmakam. The nature of Atma is of the nature Avagati. Knowledge. What kind of knowledge? Kutastha. And Nitya. Tari na pramatrutva dharmakam, then pramatrutvam, the knowerness, kartrutvam, the doerness, it cannot be. Phalatvam cannot be. Yata, because that is so. Ataha pramana nirapekshvatva, therefore Atma Tattva is pramana nirapeksham, does not depend upon any evidence to reveal that I am. Paramathatha pramatuhu abhave. And therefore in reality, in ultimate reality, there is no pramat or knower. Atma is ultimate reality. In Atma, the self, there is no knowerness. So ultimately there is no knower. There is no knower, then there is no known, and then there is no means of knowledge also, ultimately. Pramanasyapi abhavat. If the knower is not the ultimate reality, then the known also cannot be ultimate reality. Then the means of knowledge also cannot be ultimate reality. So, pramanasyapi abhavat. Tad niripeksha siddhikam, therefore, Atma is not a pramata, there is no pramanam. It is self-revealing, self-existing. And therefore, that is the characteristic of reality. What is real? That which must be self-existing, satyam. Jnanam, self-revealing. Anantam, infinite or non-dual. That is called reality. And this is what has become evident now. That it is satyam, self-existing, self-shining, jnanam, self-shining, anantam, non-dual. Tata anyat, tataha pratyagatma, anyat is achetanam, what is other than pratyagatma is unconscious. Paraspara upakarya upakaraka bhavena samhatya. The anatma is an assembly. It is assembled or made up of what? Upakarya paraspara upakarya upakaraka bhavena. So what's the nature of assembly? Paraspara upakarya upakaraka. It's something that helps and something that is helped. Say the 5 elements are upakaraka. The body is upakarya. Then body performs action. So 5 elements are created. Thus everything enjoys the relationship of being contributor and a consumer. Being useful and being used. Being helpful and being helped. There is nothing which does not help or does not contribute. There is nothing that does not require help also. So this is how the whole universe. And so that means nothing is independent. I am upakarya, therefore I depend upon upakaraka. So upakaraka also is upakarya, so it depends upon upakaraka. That means that both of them depend upon the third entity, you see. If none of them is independently existing, if this depends upon that and then depends upon this, then both of them should depend upon some third entity, which is Atma. So this unconscious, an assembly or an aggregate of the nature of upakaraka, upakarya, and therefore it goes without saying that they all derive their existence from an independent entity. Then what's the nature of this Chaitanya Pratibhasamatram Siddham? Either you can say it is a manifestation of Chaitanya or it only shines in Chaitanya. What is the reality of this? Of the anatma, the duality, what's the reality? That it shines in consciousness, that's all. That it shines in consciousness. There is nothing more than that. There is no content in this other than the fact that it shines in consciousness. It cannot shine if consciousness is not. It shines only when consciousness is. Therefore, Chaitanya Pratibhasamatram Siddham Swapna Drushtavata. Like the objects of this dream, they only shine. That's the only reality they have, is that they are shining in consciousness. Consciousness shining in that form, or all they are is nothing but then shining in consciousness. Other than shining in consciousness, there is no reality. Understand? That is swapna. So swapna becomes an example to understand what is meant by simply they exist or they are in as much as they just shine in consciousness. There is no substance more than that. And therefore, what is achetana here also is nothing but they shine, they appear. That's all. If you analyze what is there, they disappear. So either you can say that consciousness is shining as all these objects. The only reality that objects or anatma has is that they shine. There is no other concreteness or tangibility in them. That's important. Now continuing, the Tikakara says, Nano Sukha Dukha Mohanvaitvena Drishyasya Sattvarajaha Tamo Guna Sattvarajas-tamo Rupa Prakriti Karyatva Avagamad Katham Anritattvam Iti Sankhya Shankam Apakaroti. So Sankhya takes the anatma also as real. Sankhyas believe that the anatma also shines on its own. And all this anatma is made up of prakriti. What is prakriti? That we have the nature of the trigunatmika prakriti made up of sattva, rajas and tamas. So they say that whatever you experience is manifestation of prakriti. Therefore, manifestation of three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. So dust in that is my sensitivity anyway. So sattva is sukha. So all experiences are Sukha Dukkha Moha Anvai. In every experience, either there is Sukha or Dukkha or Moha. Every experience is always characterized by either Sukha or Dukkha or Moha. Sukha is the product of Sattva. Dukkha is product of Rajas. Moha is product of Tamas. So nothing that you experience is ever devoid of one of these three. So nothing that you experience is devoid of these three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas. And what is sattva? The prakriti. So what you experience is prakriti. Then what is, how do you say it is unreal? There is a tangibility here. What is the tangibility? That sukha dukkha moha is what you experience. What are they? Sattva, rajas, tamas. What is that? Prakriti. Meaning that what you are experiencing is a tangible reality and not just an appearance. You are saying that all the anatma is just an appearance. Shining is in consciousness. nothing more than that, there is no tangibility at all. This is what Vedanta says. There is no tangibility or solidity in anything that you experience. All that you are experiencing is nothing but an appearance shining in consciousness. Says no, all your experiences always involve sukha, dukkha and or moha, which means it is sattva, rajas and tapas, meaning it is prakriti and that is primordial matter and it is tangible. Katham anutattvamiti, then how do you call it anutam? False, unreal, intangible, not substantial, without a substance. What is meant by unreal is without a substance, there is no substance in that. Like the stem of a plantain tree or banana tree looks very solid outside, but it's all hollow within, no content. So if you feel there is tangibility in the universe, only just an appearance and there is no tangibility, when you really analyze what it is, turns out to be hollow and turns out to be nothing. How do you say that? And so the text further says, Yena cha sukha dukkha moha hetu pratyaya avagati rupena pararthyam tenaiva swarupena anatmanah astitvam na anyena rupantarena. So tenaiva rupena anatmana astitvam. Anatmana astitvam, the existence of anatma, tenaiva rupena, only in that form. In what form? Only as a non-substantial appearance. No anyena rupantarena, there is no rupantaram, not that what you see is a rupantaram, transformation of the sukha dukkha moha, or transformation of sattva rajas tamas, or transformation of prakriti, or transformation of reality. There is no such thing. What is nothing but appearance. So reality of anatma is no more than appearance. There is no tangibility like three gunas or prakriti. So yena cha sukha dukkha mohetu pratyaya avagati rupena pararthyam. So what is the characteristic of anatma that we are experiencing? Sukha dukkha moha we accept that what you experience is characterized by sukha dukkha moha. That's all. That again it further reduces to three gunas we don't accept. The sukha dukkha moha are transformations of something else. They are simply appearance and no more than that. So pararthyam, that the anatma serves the purpose of atma. In what sense? That it is merely an appearance of the nature of sukha dukkha moha, pleasure, pain and illusion. And that's all that there is pratyaya avagati rupena pararthyam. You may say that anatma serves the purpose of atma, being prakriti serves the purpose of atma. You may say that. Vedanta says there is no such thing as prakriti. No such thing as three gunas. Oh, there is. So pararthya also. The anatma serves the purpose of atma, just being merely an appearance and not being three gunas or prakriti also. That's the nature of pararthya. Para means serving the purpose of atma. Is nothing but by way of being an appearance that it serves the purpose of atma, not by way of being the three gunas or prakriti. So, tene rupa sarupena anatma astitvam. That anatma, what is the substantial anatma? That it appears. There is no more than existence of anatma is merely of the nature of appearance and not the nature of prakriti, etc. Na anyena rupantarena. There is no rupantaram. It's not that what you perceive is a transformation of something else and in something else. What you perceive is what is. That's all appear. Nothing. There is nothing more than appearance. That's what is meant here. No the five elements, nothing. No five elements, no three gunas, nothing. Just appearance. That's all it is. And that word is mrusha, totally false. So look at the tika. So that passage, yena cha sukha dukkha moha pratyavagati rupa, that's what is explained by the tikakara. Yena drishyamana akarena sukha dukkha moha hetu pratyaya avagati rupena jadam parasam bhoktu sheshavat pratiyate तेनैव रूपेण अनात्मनः स्वस्य दृश्यस्य इति यावत् अस्तित्वं सद्भावः न अन्येन सत्त्वादि आत्मना रूपान्तरेण तत्र प्रमाण अभावात्. It's a big thing. This is a very big statement. Yena means what? Drishyamana akarena. See, all you see is only drishya. What you experience is what you experience. Vedantin says that the reality of what you are experiencing is nothing more than that you are experiencing. That's all. There's nothing more than that. Drishyamana akarena sukha dukkha mohetu pratya avagati rupena. Avagati is knowledge, and knowledge of this cognition, either sukha, experience of sukha, pratyaya is cognition. Sukha pratyaya takes place. Cognition and knowledge of sukha takes place. Knowledge of dukkha takes place. Knowledge of moha takes place. So ghata pata matha, all of this can be reduced to sukha dukkha moha, because ultimately when you contact ghata, something happens to you. Whenever you experience something, then there is something happening to you. Matra sparshas kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukkha daha. So whenever the sense organs contact the sense objects, then an experience happens called sukha dukkha, etc. And so that pratyaya, what you experience is the state of mind called pratyaya. What you experience is nothing but a vritti. Pratyaya is a kind of vritti, it's cognition. What's the nature of that pratyaya or vritti? Either sukha or dukkha or moha. So that is avagati, that's the knowledge. Knowledge of sukha dukkha moha, that's all it is. Jadam parartham, that way what is jadam or paraprakashyam, not self-shining. Parartham, it has no independent purpose, serves the purpose of the subject. The object serves the purpose of subject. Object is meant for the subject. The bhogya is meant for bhokta. Bhogya has no independent purpose of its own. See, this is another thing, that bhogya or what is experience only exists there for the purpose of experiencer. What is experienced has no purpose other than to serve for the benefit of the experiencer. The bhogya jatam, the whole or bhogyam, is bhuktu shesha. What all I experience is meant for the experiencer. But the experienced has no other purpose to serve than being useful to the experiencer. That's all. No other purpose. So bhoktru shesha, bhokta means enjoyer. And this is meant to serve the purpose of enjoyer. Parartham, that is totally meant for someone else. It has no purpose of its own to serve. The drishya has no purpose of its own to serve. It is meant only to serve the purpose of the drashta. It is jadam because it cannot reveal itself. It depends upon the drashta to reveal itself. So all of this pratiyate, this is what we perceive. Tene rupena anatmana astitvam. As appearance only, there is this existence of anatma. Swasya drishyasya. So whatever is drishya, bhogya, the object experienced, is nothing more than what you experience. That pratyaya, that cognition, that thought flow of sukha dukkha moha, nothing more than that. Astitva sadbhava, that's the only reality they have, that's the only way they exist. Na anyena sattvadi atma rupantarana. It is not that your experience is the transformation of three gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, which in turn is transformation of prakriti, which is nothing but the manifestation of the prakriti also is prakarshana kriti yogyatva. So only when the matter, primordial matter, becomes ready to create, then it's called prakriti. Otherwise, samya avastha of the three gunas is only called, not even prakriti. It is called the not tanmatra. Pradhanam, that's all. What it is pradhanam, that's all. Which is samya avastha, they call it, and then when that pradhanam, there is disturbance in that pradhanam, then prakarshena kriti, that becomes ready to create, then it's called prakriti, and then it gets transformed into sattva, rajas, tamas, and into the universe. This is their prakriya, which we accept for the purpose of vyavahara. But in determining reality of something, we say that there is no pradhanam, no prakriti, no three gunas. What is appearance? That's the only reality that anatma has. It appears. No sattvadi atma rupantarena tatra pramana. What's your pramana? What's the evidence that what you experience is transformation of three gunas? That's what you say. The three gunas are transformation of prakriti. That's what you say. What's the pramana? What's the evidence to establish that? The only thing that we can say is that I experience it. That it appears before me. There's an appearance. Other than that, that is, so the only thing that can be established is that it is experienced. It appears before me. And that's the only reality it has got. To say that it is transformation or something else, there is no evidence to that. I don't have any proof, nor can you present a proof. And then tatra pramana bhavat. Ataha, then the tika says, ataha paramatataha nastitvam eva drishyasya ityarthaha. So what is conclusion? Drishyasya nastitvam. That what is drishyam, what is experience or object, has no existence at all of it. So it's nothing more than appearance, has no other content than appearance. Mrishatvam, mithyatvam. That's how if drishya or duality is totally contentless, then only content is non-dual. Only content is non-dual. So even the appearance, that what you experience is an appearance, if you analyze what is the content of that, the non-dual consciousness, the content even of what you experience. Not just prakriti and stuff like that. Meaning that you need not reduce it further. The whole prakriya of creation is told. That pradhanam then is prakriti, and then it is Mahatattva, and then Ahankara, and then Panchatanmatrani, and then the organs of perception, etc. etc. That all the Sankhyas describe this whole sequence of creation. To help us reduce it from what we experience here, is reduced to sukha dukkha moha, is reduced to sattva rajas tamas, is reduced, or you can go to the five elements and go to sense organs and go to the ahankara and then go to mahatattva. No such thing. Meaning you did not do that. What is just appearance? That's all. And therefore, if you analyze what is the reality of appearance, the non-duality is the reality of appearance. Nothing more than that. You don't require anything, any less sequence to reduce it. If you analyze this, it is just an appearance, no content at all. The only content is the non-dual. So that is how Advaitatvam Sambhavayati. By showing how what is called Anatma or Dvaita or division is contentless, has no reality more than appearance. They established that only thing that has content is non-duality, and that is the content of Atma and Anatma. So the text said, Ataha na astitvam eva paramarthataha. Therefore, Paraman in reality, what we call Drushya or Anatma, has no existence at all, just an appearance. Then further it says, Yathahi loke rajju sarpa marichi udakadina tat avagati vyatirekena abhavo drishtaha एवं जागृत स्वप्न द्वैत भावस्यापि तत् अवगति व्यतिरेकेण अभाव युक्तः. So Shishya gives himself the reasoning. Yatha hi loke, giving a loka means what? Our day-to-day experience, which means that it is something which is known to everybody. That alone can serve as an example or drishtanta. So yathai loke, rajju sarpa, like the rope snake, or marichi udaka, like the mirage water, etc. So what is the reality of the rope snake? The rope snake has no content other than appearance. That it shines in your consciousness. That's the only content that the rope snake has. There is nothing more than that. There is no tangibility at all. Or the mirage water also. What's the reality of mirage water? That it shines in your consciousness. Other than that, there is no content at all. The two examples are two kinds of adhyasa. That there is one adhyasa of Rajju Sarpa where the Sarpa is completely negated, leaving nothing. In case of the mirage water, even when you know that this mirage water is not there, it still continues to appear as long as the sun rays are there. So, that is all right. Other than that, both of them are nothing more than appearance. There is no content more than appearance. They are the examples of that. So tat avagati vyatirekan abhavo drishtaha. They do not have an existence other than that avagati or the knowledge or the cognition or the perception. Evam, so now that example is applied to everything. Jagrat Swapna, because this started with Jagrat Swapna, therefore the conclusion is Jagrat Swapna. We'll see. Evam Jagrat Swapna Dvaita Bhavasyapi, the Dvaita is experienced in Jagrat as well as Swapna in the waking and dream. So all the Dvaita, the duality that we experience, the divisions that we experience in the waking as well as the dream, tat avagati vyatirekana abhavaha yuktaha. Also, it goes to say that even all these duality or the thing that a name and form will experience in the waking state has no reality other than appearance. Just as a rope snake has no reality other than appearance, that it shines in your consciousness, that forms a pratyaya in your mind, Rajju Sarpa. So also, this whole evident, apparent universe has no reality other than just appearance. In the dream as well as in the waking. So the Tikakara explains, Kincha Vimatam Jagrat Swapnavastam Drishyam Na Avagati Vyatirekena Kvachidapi Paramartha Sata Drishyatvad Jadatvad Rajju Sarpadivata Iti Aha Yathahi Iti. So Kincha, now our concern is what we experience in this waking and dream. Jagrat Swapnavastham Drishyam. So in deep sleep there is no drishya at all, so that does not come into play. The drishya and drashta, the duality, is experienced in the waking and dream states. So that is where the question can be whether this thing is real or what's the reality of what you are experiencing. So subject-object duality is experienced in the waking and dream. Therefore, the Jagrat Swapnavastam Drishyam, the Drishya which is avastam in the states of Jagrat and Swapna, the waking and dream, na avagati vyatirekena, so pratigna, na avagati vyatirekena kvachidapi paramata sat. The Drishyam, what is experienced in the waking and dream, has no reality other than that the appearance. There is no more reality than that. Na kvachidapi paramasat, other than appearance, there is no reality. Why? Drishyatvad, jadatvad, because it is drishyam, because it is jadam. Where do you find that drishya is only appearance? Rajju sarpadivata. So Rajju sarpa becomes the example here. Like the rope snake, like the mirage water, have no reality more than appearance. So also, whatever you experience in the waking and dream have no reality other than appearance. Why? Because what is a rope snake? Drishyam. Rope snake is drishya, means an object of experience. And it is very clear that rope snake has no reality at all. That means that as far as the rope snake example is concerned, whatever drishyam, whatever experience of drishyam is the appearance, has no reality at all. And the waking objects also are experienced, they are also drishya. Therefore, like Rajju Sarpa, there is no reality at all. Then what talk of dream anyway? So drishyatvat or jadatvat, that it is not self-shining. Rope snake shines because of rope, not on its own. Mirage water shines because of the sun rays, not on their own. And so also the drishya shines because of drashta, not on its own. See, if drashta is not there, the subject is not there, the object cannot establish its existence. The part can establish existence only when the knower of the part is there, isn't it? How do you say that there is a part on this table? Only when the part is known. The known cannot reveal its existence in absence of the knower. So what is known is also drishyam and jadam. And that's how the waking dream objects are. Therefore, there is no content at all. So this part also has no reality other than the cognition part. And that cognition has no reality other than consciousness which illumines that. So, kvachide paramartha sat. So, Rajju sarvat iti aha yathahi. That we already saw. Yathahi loke, Rajju sarva, etc. So Drishya is totally non-existent on its own. Evam Drishyasya Sapekshत्वेन Mayamayatve Sambhavite Drashtrittatvam Advaitam Anubhavarudham Mama Samvrittam Ityaha Evameva Iti. Even in this manner, Drishyasya Sapekshत्वेन, Drishyam, the object. So now we have this subject-object, this is what our universe is. Of that we want to understand the reality of object and the subject. So we start with the reality of object. And just as rope snake is an object of experience and is totally in appearance, so whatever is experience is like rope snake, only appearance. Evam Drishyasya Sapekshत्वेन. Drishya is not nirapeksham. As I said, Drishya, the part, owes its existence to the drashta. That the part cannot reveal or establish its existence unless it is revealed by the drashta, the subject. So of the subject-object, the object is sapeksham, totally dependent, and subject is nirapeksha, is independent. So sapekshत्वेन, totally dependent, and thereby just an appearance, mayamayattvena, like magic. So what is an object of magic? Which has no content at all, which is not there, it is simply an appearance. So this, to explain what an appearance is, this maya or magic is given as an example. Like a magician makes you see something which is not there in reality at all. So also, just because it appears doesn't mean that it has a reality, like the magic. And so what all appears is like magic, has no reality at all. So mayamatve sambhavite, it is the projection like magic. So it is mithya. So this is how the disciple he explains how I have understood clearly how Drishya is total in appearance, has no content, has no reality, has no existence at all. Then Drashtrittatvam, then only thing that is left is Drashta. No, Drashta also cannot be called Drashta if there is no Drishya. If Drishya is proven to be non-existent, then Drashta also becomes non-existent. The Drashtritvam, the subjectness also is not there if the object is not there. So Drashtrittatvam, then what is Tattvam? What is the content of the Drashta? Advaitam. If Drishya is there, then Drashta is in relation to the Drishya. If Drishya is totally non-existent, then Drashta also is not existent. Then all there is nothing but a substratum, which is Advaitam, the Avagati, the consciousness. So this is how the disciple says that now I have now done this, and now as far as I am concerned, there is no Drishyam. You see, the thing appears to you, to us, as long as we think it is real. When it is determined in my mind, the thing is no reality, it stops appearing. When I know that this is only a rope snake and not a real snake, then the snake will no more appear because I am giving it the reality. So when it is very clear to disciple that this whole Drishya, all this duality has no content at all, other than appearance, other than avagati, other than consciousness, then all that remains is consciousness. When we are looking at these parts, for example, when it becomes very determined in our mind that part has no reality other than clay, then part will stop appearing in your consciousness. All that will appear is clay. Because when the mind gives no reality to name and form, then it stops because it doesn't have reality. The only reality part is the reality that I give, the subject gives. When I realize that part of name and form is no content, no reality at all, when that becomes very detailed, then that name and form will no more appear to me. All that appear is clear. Similarly, these names and forms have no reality at all other than consciousness. Then they stop appearing. All that appears now is consciousness, which is the content of the truth of the drishta. So drishta also, the drishta, drishya, that's true. That duality also drops. Anubhavarma samrutam. Therefore now I experience the content of the subject, which is consciousness. Now that is my experience, that's my knowledge. So that is how the text says, evameva iti. Evameva paramarthatah bhagavan avagatehe atmajyotishaha nairantarya bhavat kutastha nityata advaita bhavascha sarvapratya bhedeshu abhyavicharat. Evameva, in a manner, so Paramarthatah Bhagavan avagate atma jyotisha nairantarya. So now what happens is, when the duality no more appears to you, all that remains in your consciousness is avagati. Otherwise that consciousness is broken down or interrupted because of this object or duality to perceive. That interruption is no more there. Savagate atmajyo nairantarya bhava. There is no antara at all. In fact, atmajyo is always nirantara. But when you perceive the objects and when the object is in reality, then looks like object stands apart from the subject. And so antara is there. When subject-object duality is no more there, nairantaryam. All that remains is avagati, atmajyoti, nairantarya bhavat. So therefore, when there is clarity or a conviction about the non-existence of the Dvaita or Drishya, then equally a conviction about the existence only the content of Drashta, which is consciousness. So Atma Jyotisha Nairantarya Bhavat, all that is Atma Jyotihi, the consciousness that is the self. Kutastha Nityata. And therefore, there is so Nairantarya Bhavat, because of Nairantarya, because of there is no interruption, because there is no distance, because there is no space in between, Nityata, Kutastha Nityata, it is changelessly eternal. Advaita Bhavascha, basically Advaita Bhava. When Dvaita is no more there, all there is Advaita. And then there is naturally the Nairantarya Bhava. Advaita remains without being interrupted by the Dvaita. And therefore, it is Nitya and it is Kutastha. Sarva pratyaya vedeshu abhyavicharat also. And when pratyayas now appear, when drishya appears also, then I don't fail to see that they appear, they are nothing more than appearance, and therefore they cannot appear in absence of consciousness, independent, they are sapeksha, they are truly dependent on consciousness. So only when consciousness shines that the duality can shine. Therefore, even when duality shines, the consciousness continues to shine. Sarva pratyayashu abhyavicharat. The pratyayas keep on changing. Sukha pratyaya is there, dukkha pratyaya is there, moha pratyaya is there, or ghada pratyaya is there, pata pratyaya is there. But I find that they do not in any way interrupt the consciousness in which they are shining. So when pratyayas are not there, of course there is no nairantarya bhavat. Even when they are there also, then there is also what? There is the anvaya, constant anvaya of the consciousness. So the Tika says, so evameva is explaining evam sati ityartha. So evam sati, this is how we explain that being the case, Paramartha Bhagavan avagate atmaja nairantarya bhavat. Atma Jyoti, there is avagati or consciousness being nirantara, being uninterrupted. Kutastha nityata. So nairantarya bhava is presented as the hetu for kutastha nityata advaita bhavasya. But other hetu is given then. What about sarva pratyaya bhedeshu avyavicharat? So then Tikakar explains nairantarya bhavat eva iti evakaro yojyah. So nairantarya bhavat sarva pratyaya bhedeshu avyavicharat. Not that there are two hetus, only one hetu, nairantarya bhavat eva, and evakara yojya. The reason is because the consciousness is uninterrupted. Therefore, it is nitya kutastha, advitiya. So, sarva pratyaya ved avyavicharat, or if you don't add that evakara, then we have now 2 5/5 cases. So, Tika says, अथवा यथा द्वैतस्य दृश्यस्य तेन रूपेण परमार्थतः असत्वम् अनुभूयते मया एवमेव भगवन् अवगत्यात्मकस्य प्रत्यक्प्रकाशस्य कूटस्थनित्यता अद्वैतभावस्य मया अनुभूयते इति अध्याहारः कूटस्थनित्यतायां हेतुः नैरन्तर्यभावात् इति उत्पत्त्यादि साक्षिणः उत्पत्त्यादि विकारस्य अंतरायस्य असंभवात् इत्यर्थः. So, Advaita Bhavasya, that much sentence is taken. Then Sarva Pratyaya Avyavichar is a second sentence. Okay? So, what it means is, Evameva Paramarthatha Bhagavan Avagate Atma Jyotisha Nairantarya Bhavat Kutas Nityata Advaita Bhavasya. So, either you can explain it that way, that nairantarya bhavat eva kutastha nityata advaita bhava, or that passage can be explained differently. Yatha dvaitasya drishyasya ten rupena paramartha asatvam anubhuyate maya. Just as now it is experienced by me, that dvaitasya, the duality which is drishya, Ten rupena parama asatvam, that as drishya or as duality, I realize that as duality or drishya, it is non-existent. Tena rupena, ten paramatha asatva, in reality, asatva anubhuyate, that I can see that drishya or dvaita is non-existent as dvaita and drishya. As Advaita, it is existent. As Dvaita and Drishya, it is non-existent, as I can clearly experience or see. Evameva, in a manner like this. So if Evameva, if you don't want to add an Evakara, Evam Sati, if you don't want to say. If Evam Sati, then Kutastha, so Nairantarya Bhavat Eva. If Evam Sati, if Evam is not explained as Evam Sati, if Evameva, then एवमेव भगवान अवगत्यात्मकस्य प्रत्यक् प्रकाशस्य कूटस्थ नित्यता. सो अवगते आत्म ज्योतिषः अवगत्यात्मकस्य प्रत्यक् प्रकाशस्य आत्म ज्योतिष प्रत्यक् प्रकाशस्य. Atma Jyoti, you call it, Pratyak means innermost self. Jyoti Prakash, Atma Jyotisha or Pratyak Prakashasya. What is Avagate? He means Avagatyatmakasya. That Atma Jyoti is of nature of avagati, is nature of prakasha, is nature of pratyakta, nature of inner being, innermost self. Kutastha Nityata, that Atma Jyoti, which is Pratyak Prakasha, is Kutastha Nitya, is changelessly eternal. Advaita Bhavasya Maya, so Maya Anubhuyate the Adhyahara. Of that Pratyak Prakashasya, Kutastha Nityata, Advaita Bhavasya Maya Anubhuyate. That Pratyak Prakasha, the indwelling, the consciousness which is the indwelling self, of that, now I experience what? Kutastha Nityata, that it is changelessly constant, or changelessly eternal, or Advaita Bhavasya, or that is non-dual, so that is also being experienced by me. So just as Yatha, Dvaitasya Drishyasya Parama Asatva Anubhuyate. Just as I now see the Asatvam, non-existence of what is Drishya or what is perceived or what is Dvaita, similarly also, the Advaita is that Kutastha Nitya also I see simultaneously. So when you see the non-existence of duality, you see the reality or non-duality of the self. So selfness, non-duality, changelessness, consciousness also now is what I see as the only reality. So just as I experience the non-existence of duality in a manner similar to that, I also experience the non-duality of Advaita Bhava and Pratyak. So the Kutastha Nityata and the changelessness, eternality, non-duality of the experience of the self, which is self-revealing consciousness of the nature of light of consciousness. So Maya Anubhuyate is Adhyahara, because the sentence is incomplete. So Advaita Bhavasya Maya Anubhuyate. So Chakara is what? Evameva cha. So Evameva. So therefore, just as the non-existence of duality is now seen by me, so also the reality of the non-duality also is seen by me. In the same manner, in this, is as clear to me as the non-existence of duality is clear to me, so also the existence or non-duality of the self is also very clear to me. So, why do you call it Kutastha Nityata? So, Kutastha Nityatayam Hetu Nairantarya Bhavat. Because the Advaita or Atma Jyoti is Nairantarya, uninterrupted, is not, so Dvaita does not, perception of Dvaita does not interrupt the perception of Advaita. If Dvaita is reality, then when I perceive Dvaita, I miss the Advaita. If the object is real, then the subject is missed when so I do not experience subject-object simultaneously, if both are real. Then when I experience object, I don't experience subject. When I experience subject, I don't experience object. Therefore, that uninterruptedness is not there. The subject is being interrupted. The awareness of subject is interrupted when there is an awareness of object, if the object is real. When the object is not real, when it is very clear to me, then I do not miss the awareness of the subject. That means my awareness of the Atma remains uninterrupted. Even when there is awareness of Anatma, the awareness of Atma remains uninterrupted. Therefore it is changeless. Therefore it is eternal. So Kutastha Nityatayam Hetu Nairantarya Bhavat. Because now my awareness of the Atma is uninterrupted. If Dvaita is reality, if Drishya is reality, then the awareness of Drishya interrupts the awareness of the Drishta, of the Atma. But if Drishya is no reality at all, then only reality that remains is the Drishta, or the self, and therefore the awareness of self remains uninterrupted. So that's what the Tika said. उत्पत्त्यादि साक्षिण उत्पत्त्यादि विकारस्य अंतरायस्य असंभवात्. Utpattyadi Sakshina. I am the Sakshi. I am the witness of the creation, Utpatti. So Utpatti, Sthiti, Laya, the thing, the Pratyaya appears, remains, goes, comes, remains, goes. So constantly we experience Utpatti, Sthiti, Laya. A Pratyaya or thought appears in the mind, remains for a second and subsides. The second pratyaya comes, remains, subsides. So when that is real to me, then the witness is not noticed by me. I only see the creation, sustenance, dissolution, creations, changes is what I see because that's the real. When there is no reality at all, then I remain the Sakshi. So when I am aware that I am Sakshi, then Utpatti, Sthiti, Laya do not interrupt the awareness of Sakshi. उत्पत्त्यादि साक्षिणः उत्पत्त्यादि विकारस्य अंतरायस्य असंभवात्. The Sakshi is not interrupted by the उत्पत्त्यादि vikara because it is non-existent. There is no reality at all. The only reality is the self of the consciousness. Therefore, that awareness of Sakshi is uninterrupted. By the changes taking place in Drishya, the awareness of the drashta or the subject remains uninterrupted, and therefore it is changeless. Therefore it is nitya. So it is kutastha. It is nitya. Because of uninterruptedness of the awareness of the subject, therefore that subject is self-shining Atma kutastha nitya. So that's how the disciple has very clearly said that from your teaching, sir, when I apply the teaching, I see that the drishya or duality is non-existent, that the only self is the existent, changeless reality. Both of these are very clear. But first of all, the non-existence of duality is clear, then the only existence of non-duality becomes equally clear, which is what the teacher wanted to teach him. So that's what now he confirms before the teacher. Okay, we'll continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmedi Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavadvyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti